Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Aharon, Lichtenstein, and Breslov Chassiduth. You read some of the lines in the book, Mevakshe Panecha, where Sabato interviews of Lichtenstein, and what a great contribution to Jewish literature. Just a couple of years before Aharon died. And he put together a whole series of interviews, wrote in a book seeking his presence in English. And you read the chapter where it talks about reaching out to God, entitled When My Soul Was Faint Within Me. And they asked Rav Aharon about the technological revolution and advancement. So you think Rav Aharon Lichtenstein, one of the greatest intellectuals of our times, would love it, embrace the advancement of mankind. He said, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. It used to be, he says, my grandparents had a dozen kids. And hardly any survived. And that's the way it was in those days. He wasn't talking about because of the Holocaust. He was talking about longevity. We just didn't have long life. 10, 20 years old, 5 years. How many people even made it past their early years? That was the way it was. There was famine. There was disease, sickness. People just perished. He said it was tragic, but people felt dependent on God and a need to be connected to God. And he says that now with the advancements, we somehow feel that we have a control of our fate. And we may give lip service to God, but we don't feel that connection. So Sabato says, yeah, but when they have the great advancements, there's all these benefits. He says, yes, true, but if ultimately you're not feeling dependent on God, you're not feeling there's a knife on you, and any time you could be gone. Only when there's a tsunami you realize, oh my gosh, we're really not in control. But otherwise, you pay lip service, you daven 3 times a day, but you don't feel that connection, that yearning, that need, that dependency on God. Aharon says that is catastrophic. It is catastrophic for anyone to feel this way. These are his words. Anyone who lost his existential connection to the Almighty has experienced a complete collapse, a total unraveling. To lose the connection with the Almighty is to lose one's reason to try, to lose the essence of life. It is catastrophic. I started off this year comparing Aharon to Breslov, because Breslov is so connected to Hashem, talking to Hashem, crying to Hashem. Sometimes when I hear some fellas in the mountains across from me, a kilometer away, in the morning, Tati, calling out to Hashem. You feel that connection to Hashem. And Rav Aharon writes in a certain way that you have to feel that connection. And if you don't, but not just you believe in God, and I believe I have a chiv, an obligation to daven 3 times a day. No. Much more the dependence and the need to be connected to God. An existential connection. Without, I don't exist. He says, yes, he speaks like a Breslov Chassid in this way. He does. And if you don't have it, it's catastrophic. We must go ahead and build that connection, build that dependence on Hashem, and realize that with all of our advances in society, they are all amazing tools to advance our lives and have better lives, high quality and longer lives. But chas v'shalom, we should forget that we are dependent on the Almighty blessing all of those advancements. Shalom.